It's a towel snap of sense in a locker room of lunacy. So it's been said that the key to boosting Keith Olbermann's ratings at MSNBC was for him to pick fights with anyone at Fox News. Back then, he could define himself by dumping on others. But now that he's gone, has his replacement picked a similar path? Of course he has. Lawrence O'Donnell has taken no breather, yelling into the wind at anyone who might help prop up his profile. Of course he goes after Bill O'Reilly.
He knows that everyone on the Fox payroll who appears as a guest on his show is going to say exactly what he wants them to say.
And you can't build an audience without ragging on Mr. Glenn Beck.
Do you ever get the feeling that Glenn Beck's job is to be a smokescreen for Bill O'Reilly? Beck is busy saying so many utterly insane things that get him so much attention.
But O'Donnell seems to be taking this act to a whole new level, focusing on people at FNC you'd think might be safe from Larry's wrath. For instance, here he is condemning Fox anchor Patty Ann Brown for putting up a kitten poster briefly in her office.
Was it taken down? Why was it taken down? I'm not sure what we just learned about it. She seemed to say that some technician may have taken it down, and she's okay with that. If that did happen, she couldn't even take a position on whether it should have come down, and did she have it? Did she want it to come down?
But it's not just our anchors. O'Donnell's even going after people who simply work in our building, like the security guy who didn't recognize him. Here's O'Donnell complaining about him to one of his guests.
He doesn't have an American experience. He does not have an American experience. He didn't grow up in America.
He even brought up the poor guard's recent weight gain.
It's not exactly what you eat, it's how much you eat, it's how many ribs you have. Is anyone going to explain that?
And then, what about the Fox's cleaning ladies, whom he accuses of stealing?
We have no idea how to get the money back.
And while Lawrence can attack Fox and everyone who works here, I draw the line when he attacks the head of Girl Scouts of America, which he did recently.
You make money off the blood of people who destroyed themselves for a living for you, because everyone thinks your business is a joke.
All right, we get it, Lawrence. You hate Girl Scouts and FNC, and your hatred of FNC gets ratings. But let's not forget, there are other things out there in life to hate, and some of them don't sell Thin Mints. And if you disagree with me, you're worse than Hitler. Robert, does this technique work?
Okay. Well, I'm just going to pick a fight with you. Well, obviously it does. For their little subset, if it didn't work, they would stop doing it. Though I blame you for increasing Larry O'Donnell's ratings by talking about this. It's all your fault.
All right, Adam. Girl Scouts, really? Come on.
Yeah, no, they're really bad, actually. On that, I agree with O'Donnell. He's, you know,
he's nailed it, hasn't he? Yeah. All right.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. You better not. That could be actionable.
Yeah, yes, that is true. Leanne, PAB, Patty Ann Brown.
Poor Patty.
Yes, terrible.
Why pick on her in the kitty posters or her calendar? Really?
Yeah, terrible. Bill, I hear that actually Lawrence O'Donnell
awful.
is a nice guy, but when he gets candy, when he starts eating candy, he just loses it.
He's hypoglycemic.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, he goes to work with a helmet on.
Yes.
He's usually chained to something every time he has a Snickers. This is well known. This was reported on Media Inc. I'm not telling anyone anything new. But look, if it works, let's try it. If you can make fun of somebody on your time slot and it'll boost your ratings, screw you, infomercials. Particularly you, shake weight lady. Get off our back.
Oh, I love
We'd beat you half the time.
Thin mints create thin skins. Didn't you know that?
I had no idea.
Greg Lawrence O'Donnell. Greg, you played that clip of O'Donnell saying, quote, he doesn't have that American experience. He didn't grow up in America.
Yes.
You failed to mention that he was talking about President Obama.
Oh, no. I'm pretty certain it was our security guard.
No, he was talking about President Obama, and I say shame on you, Mr. O'Donnell. Shame on you,
Double
sir.
shame.
He's such a birther.
Yes.
Yep. By the way, Lawrence O'Donnell calls himself a socialist. Here's what he wore for an interview with Women's Wear Daily last month. A black suit, light blue shirt, and a charcoal textured silk tie by Dolce & Gabbana. Todd's loafers and socks from a French store. Socks that cost $88.
Wow.
He really calls himself a socialist?
He does.
Yes.
He has said that he is a socialist.
I had never heard of him before this story. I'm not even kidding. I'd never heard of him before.
Me either.
And now I know.
Yep.
Thank you, Andy.
You've never heard of Lawrence O'Donnell?
No.
Really?
No, I hadn't. Exposing my ignorance.
You're
He's
a
a
lucky
socialist
man.
guy.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.